Good morning. Markets are jumped back up. That's a good thing. You know, when I was looking at my AI panel this morning, on my trading app, I have my fund money account. I have a list of all the AI stocks that I think are important to the industry, and most of them are up. That's a good thing. However, you're starting to see more negative news about the potential downside of AI. So I think it's worth taking a second this morning. I know I haven't made a video in a minute. It's been a little crazy job hunting, but I wanted to take a minute to talk about what we can kind of expect moving forward. And how would we know if an AI burst is coming? I know there's a lot of concerns about that, especially as other factors outside of AI are starting to fall apart. So we're looking at increased tariffs, smaller credit spreads, etc. What can we do? First off, let me make something very clear. I'm very long AI. I don't think it's going anywhere. I think it's a little overbuilt and a little overspent. And we can see that from people in the industry. Alibaba, Microsoft, we talked about Satya Nadella a week or so ago, 2 weeks ago. So what do? This is not investment advice at all, as I've said before. And honestly, that is actually advice number one. If you're concerned about the future of your investments, if you bought a bunch of NVIDIA or a bunch of Qualcomm or a bunch of Microsoft thinking that AI was going to blow up, I would start to think about your risk portfolio and your risk appetite, I should say. Start thinking about your risk appetite and talk to a professional. Get some advice. Say, hey, this is what I want. This is my level of risk I'm willing to accept. How do I protect myself from the downside? You could also invest in anti-inflation assets, though I have my doubts about things like gold right now, but you could do that. And most importantly, I think it's worth asking the question moving forward, especially as tariffs show up. Are you trading to make a quick buck, which is fine, that's acceptable? Or are you buying things that are valuable? You see a value in the purchase price and you can buy it for less than that value, because that's going to change how you act. I'm not a technical trader, not really. I know people who've looked at my Substack notes recently have seen me talk about like, oh, I should have bought Alibaba at this price. And honestly, for me, I invest on stories and observations that seem correct. So I will go and I'll look at something and say, based on X, Y, and Z factors outside of the purchase price, it's probably going to do this. Not the best strategy, but it does highlight that point of, you know, what's your motivations for keeping your money in NVIDIA, for keeping your money in the S&P? Why are you doing that? Get really solid on that answer first, and protect yourself from the downside. So if that's, hey, I'm going to buy some gold, that's, you know, I'm going to buy some bonds, some other product on the market that acts counter to the S&P, that could be the best move. You know, recently I found myself following Warren Buffett's advice with my little fund money account. Again, it's not very big. It's a couple $100, but you know, I have some money just sitting around because I can't find anything worth buying. And I'm still looking because I would prefer that money to be working. But anyway, a little rambly, but the point is, if we are going into a AI bust, the best advice that I could give, aside from talking to a financial professional, and I want to highlight that over and over again. I know I beat the dead horse about that, but please, for your own well-being, go talk to someone who knows your risk portfolio, who's been doing this for a long time, who knows how to avoid these short-term cycles. Do that, and I would argue start diversifying your money into something that isn't going to follow NVIDIA down, that isn't going to follow the Mag 7 down. And I don't know what that is off the top of my head right now, but I would do those two things. Hopefully you guys have a great week this week. I'm hoping for more good news in the markets. It's been nothing but sad, I feel like, over the past 3 or 4 weeks, and it's made me want to go, I'm tired of listening to more recession fears. So, but we'll see. Have a great week, guys.